Ladies and gentlemen, the 8-year anniversary of THORnews is on November 23rd, 2020. And a lot of people have been with me since day one. And many joined along the way. And you will know that we take planet Eris, the planet of discord, strife, jealousy, and envy, very seriously. Especially when you got Mars up in Earth's grill as well. And so when there is an Eris-Earth conjunction for the period near the end, we take things very seriously and we prepare for really wild, windy, and blowy weather. And with Mars retrograde and still up in Earth's face, we definitely have some wildfire action happening across the planet, and definitely in the west, the USA. I believe this is in Colorado, though, although California will be going under some very dangerous windstorms. And I know that Eris is telling y'all that COVID isn't real or isn't a big deal, but I completely disagree 100%, and I ask that you wear your mask in local places when around other people that you don't personally know well, and that we're all going to have to deal with it no matter who wins the election. And I'm feeling good and getting into a Thanksgiving and Christmas kind of spirit, which is weird. I have faith in God and better days ahead of us. Although the next week is going to be spooky, dangerous, wild, and weird. And even through the middle of November, we are going to see the highest spikes in cases and deaths, I would believe, because everyone has hurricane fatigue and coronavirus fatigue and fighting with each other fatigue. And no, the virus is not going away. After the election, it is getting worse, and it is going to get worse. Deaths are up 15% on a 14-day change average, and I've been warning all year that we need to be looking out and watching out and playing the best defense possible for the winter wave. And I told y'all back in February, on the day that our president, Donald Trump, said we have 15 cases of the coronavirus, and that will drop to 0 soon. I said on that day, if we drop to 0 after that, I will vote for Trump. But if we do not, and it blows up and kills a bunch of people, I will vote for Biden. So I've not voted yet, but I'm going to vote for Biden. And if that pisses you off and you need to unsubscribe now, go for it. But, dude, I want a president who plays defense. And I'm not saying Biden is going to be great at defense, but I am saying I'm definitely sick of the way our president runs the show and takes care of his people. And literally sows division all the time and just insults everybody and accepts none of the responsibility, passes on all the blame, takes all the credit. What? You want me to talk about hurricanes? I'm getting to it. I just want to remind you, I live in Houston, and Houston the metro area has like 7 million people. So we have like 25% of the entire population of Texas. And so I'm just telling my fellow Texans, and in a planetary defense kind of my way, my thoughts. And technically, Texas is the most independent state out there. As my stepdad once said, Texas is filled with such quality people, it basically runs itself. But we always need leadership and guidance, and the Houston Mayor, Sylvester Turner, has done a great job, in my opinion, my time here. And, I'm excited about, a change at Space Force attitude, because the last year hasn't exactly been super inspiring for everybody, I wouldn't think. But yeah, this story game of fire and ice just keeps on getting colder and hotter at the same time. Bobby Storm, we're talking about Hurricane Zeta, and then we'll be talking about Hurricane ETA. What is the ETA of the next hurricane? About November 9th. Now, we've had big battles. I would believe the atmospheric defense team is real. We know Asteroid Fight Club is real. And prayer warriors are definitely real. And so we have a giant fight between the heat and the cold in the seasonal changeover. And so get ready for big battles across the atmosphere. And we got an ice storm coming through Texas. And so that's cool. I mean, it's not. Prepare for it. Ice kills. Don't drive on ice. Texans, I have a lot of pull in Texas. Texans don't drive on ice. Don't even try it. Please don't send your employees out into ice. Like if there's even a tiny bit of ice on the road. In Texas, we do not do well on ice. So keep your employees home, stay home, and enjoy the icy snow day. But definitely have a hot toddy because you ain't going nowhere. And Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, you guys are on high alert. I want to be paranoid for Houston because it's what I like to do. But cranky weather guy, the best weatherman on the planet, the man I always turn to, double check, verify information, said it's not going to Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, Mississippi. Y'all got to watch out. How strong will it be? Nobody knows, but prepare for October surprises. So I would say there, until we know better, assume that it could be a major hurricane, and at some point you and your family may have to be like, you know what, I don't want to be here when this thing hits us. And the Gulf, tends to amplify things. I mean, when I say things, I mean like cyclones, hurricanes, things like that. But yeah, prepare for a big storm season over the next 2-3 weeks, regardless of whether it be a cold storm or a hot storm or somewhere in between. And Mars is still in Eris, which I think is a big indicator in mystical fire things. It's a long story. We'll talk about it some other time. I mean, usually Mars only spends like a month and a half in Eris, and this year it spends 6 months because like all of the planetary formations are extremely anomalous. Yes. So California, Nevada, Arizona, and this state here. You're definitely, I mean, we still got a couple more months of Mars, so prepare for fires, volcanoes, and earthquakes. All right, so here's your simplified real deal. This is like the Eris imprint, and this is like the Mars imprint. Mars is actually much smaller than you think. I mean, compared to Eris. So what I'm trying to say here is, the hurricane will get a lot of press, and rightly so, but this is the big Eris storm we have been talking about, and you can pretty much count on it like clockwork. And so, yeah, over the next 2 weeks, bro, we got really wild weather coming our way. A combination of ice and a combination of tropical heat. So, be ready, because it's going to get wild. Wild, wild. And so, yeah, for almost 8 years, I've been putting out tons of great information for free to everyone, and hoping that, eventually it comes back to me, that all my good works pay off. So you ain't got to like me, and because you're always free to leave, but if you want to stay, you are more than welcome. Thor Crackle. So yeah, stay cool and keep your cool, and no matter who wins the presidency, we will survive and we will make it through. And I am definitely ready for civility to return. And so yeah, we definitely have another hurricane in the pipe after Zeta. And so this is going to be a really wild, weird hurricane season, and we're looking out for earthquakes and volcanoes, and Europe's getting hit with storms, and it's going to be a 2020er getting 2020er, you know what I'm saying? So let's play defense and have some fun. I mean, the president was literally like, it's just going to disappear, 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 So yeah, I'm sick of his bullshit, dude. So yeah, I might mention politics this week. I try to avoid it at all costs during the 8 years. This is a very important week, and I do have a decent amount of pull and influence in Texas. And so, other people, you can represent your state, and it's an American thing to vote for what you believe in, and I'm not ashamed to tell people what I voted for. And I didn't vote in 2016. So, it's getting hot. It's hot and cold. Crazy. Trump is a shitty commander-in-chief that knows very little about infrastructure, apparently. So, that's all I'm saying. Try not to bag on him a lot, but I'm saying I'll definitely be voting for Biden. Not as a giant vote for Biden, but just that as planetary defense commander, I definitely don't want to do another 4 years under Trump, man. He hasn't been a huge help, much. Though I do thank him, because in 2015 I was at NASA in 2017, and there were Space Force discussions. And Space Force will continue on for decades. And it has maximum potential to bring world peace, which has always been my goal. But yeah, so prepare for the next 3 weeks, possibly 4, to be really, really rough on almost every levels. And then after that, everything will improve, regardless of who wins. I can almost guarantee you December will be much, much, much better. All right? God bless everyone. Stay cool. I will calm down after this video now. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right. It'd sure be a lot cooler if you did.